Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. You guys asked for it. This is going to be a video about how you can use the Maple Scouter. And if you have no idea what Maple Scouter is, it's a tool that allows you to see how strong you are on this game, gives you a ballpark of when you can clear a boss, if you're close, if you're not close, if a boss should be easy for you, and whatnot. There are some drawbacks to using this tool. It is not a 100% surefire tool. I want to make that absolutely clear, but it is just one of many tools that you can use on this game to help you understand your character more and help you understand the game a little bit more. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's get right into it. So you're going to want your MapleStory open on your character. You're going to want to be in your full damage gear setup, whatever that looks like for you. You're going to want your familiars to be out if you have any familiars, even if it's just ID. You want to make sure your fams are out, correct Legion page, correct hyperstats, link skills are on, all of that stuff. You have everything on to do your maximum damage on this game. And all of the information that you're going to need to put into Scouter is just here within the stats tab for you. So you're going to open a browser, type in Maple Scouter, and you're going to see this website. I'm using Google Chrome, and Google Chrome has a built-in translator, but there is a button on the top right that you can toggle between English and Korean. So I'm going to press this toggle. I'm also going to right-click the screen and press Translate to English, and you'll see that everything is in English. Now, this over here, where it says, please enter your character nickname, this is for the Korean players. So that doesn't work for you. You're going to have to press this button here that says enter directly. And now it'll give you a pre-created one for Mercedes, but obviously this isn't going to be your stats. So you're going to want to press this button down here that says reset. And when you press reset, it puts everything at 0. And now there's going to be this part on the left and this part on the right. So this part on the left is for inputting your stats, and this part on the right is for inputting your buffs. So I'm going to be doing my Night Lord here. So if you're liberated or not, make sure these 3 settings are for what your condition is. So for me, I'm in reboot and I play on GMS/MC. I am level 262 and I'm going to choose Night Lord. Now, this tool does have some bugs that are finicky. If you ever encounter like a error 404 or something like that, just press the reset button and try again. Try to do it in the order that I'm doing. Sometimes if I choose the class first before the level or anything, it like bugs out. So make sure you put in your level, select these boxes that pertain to you, and then choose your class. And now this is very important. This stat calculator part, you have to press this little gear icon here and put in your numbers through here. You can't just put them in these slots. For some reason, it bugs out. This is not a perfect tool, but there is a way that you can use it without it freaking out. This tool is obviously being improved upon very actively. It's going to get to the point where non-KMS classes can actually input their stuff like Hayato, Kana. It's going to have attack speed factored in. I think it already does have attack speed factored in, but yeah, it's getting better and better over time. So just know that as you're making this video, there are some bugs that cause it to like crash, but if you're following step by step, it should be good. So stat calculator. So since I'm a Night Lord, my main stats are luck and dex. So I need to find out how much total luck I have. And if we look over here, it's 28,466. So I'm going to put 28,466. I'm going to hover over it. What's my percent? You see it says percent value, 242% on the second line. So I'm going to put that 242 and then percent not applied. That's the number under that, 13,860. 13,860. And then for my dex, I do the same thing. Dex, I have 4,128. Percent, I have 52. And then percent value not applied is 470. 52 and 470. And then I'm going to press submit. And now it input all the numbers for me. Make sure you do it through that little toggle there. Maybe in the future, you don't have to do that anymore. But as of right now, that's what you have to do. And then general range, that's your damage range right there. 17,111,046. 17,111,046. Damage percent, that's this number here, 79%. Boss damage is right under it. I'm at a clean 300. Final damage, you'll see it's already pre-inputted there because it knows how much base final damage each class has and how much the reboot multiplier is. So 95.75 is correct. ID, I have 96.38. So I'm going to change that to 96.38. Equipment attack. So this is the percent value, 53%, not the base value. So make sure it's the percent value. Critical rate, I have 134. Shouldn't really matter on Night Lord too much. Critical damage, I have 104. Cooldown reduction, 0 seconds and 5% for Mercedes. Buff duration, I have 65%. Ignore Ellie, Resist, I have 0. Summon duration, I have 10. Cooldown skip, I have 0. Additional status damage, 6. Arcane Force is 1240, and Sacred Force is 60. All right, so now that all of our stuff is inputted on the left side, this is good. Now let's press deselect all, and let's try to put on some buffs. So this is Wild Hunter buff, which we'll be getting in a future update soon. But let's just say I have G skills. So let's put on 3 G skills. I use Echo, Legion Might, Ursus, Guild Pot, Red Green Pot, Boss Rush, Potion. I use a VIP, MVP, 275 chair. Sure, I got Wild Hunter buff. I have a pill. Like, I'm juiced out. I'm buffing up to the max here. Smithing, like, I'm just using all my buffs to see what is the maximum amount of damage I can input here. So link skills, I have all my link skills. This is very important as well, your Hexa skills. So make sure you input your Hexa skills. I have level 5 quad star, level 7 marks, and then the rest are level 1, level 1. This is 0, this is 0, and this is level 1. Wild Hunter Legion, so this just asks you what level your Wild Hunter is. This is just mine's level 215. Legion Artifact, so this is asking you if you have this Legion Artifact, increases damage of final attack skills, and the additional XP one, which makes it +1 mob targeted. I don't have this, so I'm just going to make sure that I have the +1 mob targeted, because I actually do have that. And then Oz Ring Selection, I have a Roar 3, and I don't have a weapon jump. And then make sure if you have an inner ability that's like +1 passive or +1 mob targeted, you select the one that you have. And then weapon total attack, you want to hover over your weapon, and it's the blue number. Is how it says attack power +208. This is so that in case you have a weapon jump, it calculates it properly. But I don't have a weapon jump, so it shouldn't matter. And now I'm going to press submit here. And there you go. This pops up. It says your converted power. So this is just a number very similar to combat power, but more accurate. But again, just like combat power, you only really want to compare to your own class, really, because there are some things that are not 100% accurate between classes. And then the other thing is this is what people say Hexa converted. So this is including your Hexa skills, how strong you are. Now, so this is like 27.3 mil. That's basically how strong I am. It'll tell me my Mulung Dojo power level, my bossing power level against bosses that have 300 PDR, and my bossing power level against bosses that have 380 PDR. And then it'll show you your Hexa skills. And if you press detailed information, you can get a lot more information. So it gives you these power levels here, and then the boss clear cut. It'll tell you what bosses you're able to clear. So for me, you can see these bosses at the bottom. It all says easy, which means I'm able to do these bosses. I have a way more than enough damage to actually clear these bosses. So when it says 380%, that means within the amount of time that I have to clear Hard Lotus, I could kill it almost 4 times. That's how much damage output I have when I'm fully buffed. So it's possible to do Hard Damien and normal Vihila, but it'll take maybe like 15 minutes or so. And then the bosses that are really close are H Lucid, H Will, and then I'm able to join a party for like Slime, H Stark, H Vihila. Saren can't do it. I don't have the sack. And Black Mage, like I could barely join a party, and then all these bosses are impossible. So it'll give you some really good information, and you can use this to go try out the bosses. The reason why I say Maple Scouter is not 100% accurate though is because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to play your class properly, and you don't know what your class does, you don't know what the boss mechanics are, of course you're not going to clear. Maple Scouter assumes that you're playing at an extremely high level. You know what you're doing, you know what the bosses are doing, and you're a very advanced player. It's assuming all of those things. So keep that in mind. Even though it says for Hard Lucid, I'm able to clear just barely. If you don't know what Lucid does, if you don't play your class properly, you're not going to be able to clear. There's this Oz ring efficiency chart, which basically tells you like what the best rings are for you. There's your stat efficiency. This is a very useful chart to look at because it'll tell you how much final damage you get from certain things. So if I were to get an additional 40% boss, I would get 6% final damage. So if I were to hit like a 40 boss fam on this character, it'd give me 6 FD. 30 attack, it'd give me 1.6 FD. If I were to get another line of attack, 12%, it gives me 6.1 FD, which also goes to show you that a 12% attack line is slightly better than a 40% boss line for me at the moment, given my current settings. IED doesn't do too much for me. It's good, but I already have a lot of IED. It tells you how much luck gives you, tells you how much dex gives you. So it's very useful. It tells you how much stronger you're going to get from doing these things. So you can use this to help you figure out where your biggest sources of damage are left. So when I look at my gear, it tells me 12% attack will give me 6 FD. If I look at my gear, you know, just getting one more attack line on my weapon, going to 3-line attack would help. Getting a 12% attack line on my emblem, it would help so much, like dramatically, it would increase my damage. There's also this additional spec simulation where I could put in a bunch of different stats and it'll tell me how much stronger I'll get against certain targets. So I put in 40 boss damage, right? That means that if I were to hit a boss at 300 defense or 380 defense, this is how much stronger I'll get. I'll gain 6% final damage. Let's say I gain 80% boss damage and 20% crit damage and 12% attack. Something crazy, right? I press apply and boom, I just gained 28% final damage. So you can use this to help you calculate how much damage you can get. So let's say, for example, you want to figure out how much event buffs are giving you, right? So the event buffs are 40 all stat, 25 flat attack, 25, 40, 40, 30 IED, and 20 crit damage. 30 IED, 20 crit damage. So these are like the event buffs that we have right now. I'm going to press apply. So the event buffs are giving me like 11 to 12 final damage additionally. Now, these event buffs are already applied into my base calculation, but let's say I were to get the event buffs again, like double the event buffs, it would give me another 11-12% FD, which is crazy. You can see how strong event buffs are. What's really cool is this Mulung Dojo button as well. It'll give you an estimation on what floor you think you're going to be able to clear in Mulung Dojo. I think most people are going to be using Scouter to see when they're able to clear bosses, but it's pretty cool that it has other functionalities as well. And like I said before, this website is being actively updated, so there's just going to be more and more features. But yeah, hopefully this helped you understand the Maple Scouter a bit more. There are some other features on the website, but they're very self-explanatory. This is like the main thing that I see people have trouble with, is inputting their stats and all that stuff. But it's a really useful tool. It's good to know. But again, I got to give that disclaimer. Keep in mind, it is for really advanced play. It assumes you're playing very well, and it's not 100% completely perfect or accurate. You shouldn't see it and be like, okay, Maple Scouter said I could clear it. That means I'm able to clear it 100%. It means you're probably going to have to practice a lot, and then you're most likely to clear it. That's what it means. Obviously, if you have any questions, leave a comment. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see. I would really, really appreciate if you guys would subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a lot. I appreciate you guys for watching. Pull up to my Twitch channel so we can play MapleStory together, have a good time. And if you got to this part of the video, I want you to say the word Scouter. I want you to say the word Scouter so I know that you watched the entire video and you're a GOAT for that. With that all being said, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much to my members, Blazefire, Shooms, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Koga, Pico Near, Skittles, Dante Victory, CK, Jay, Blunt Poppy Supreme Oil Backwards, and Uju. I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you to everybody who submitted fan art. It is so wonderful to see. If you ever want to submit anything, there's a fan art channel in my Discord. And thank you guys so much for watching.